Hey guys, I'm Chaz, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cooking with Chaz. Today I'm going to make an Italian sausage and kale soup. I'm using spicy sausage. You can always use ground turkey or even mild Italian sausage, anything that you choose. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you the ingredients to the dish. What we're going to need is one bunch of kale, washed and roughly chopped, 3 cups of chicken broth, 1 pound of Italian hot sausage, 3 large carrots shaved and chopped, a 1/4 cup of lentils, 3 or 4 radishes roughly chopped, a medium-sized onion diced, 2 cloves of garlic finely chopped, and 1 sprig of sage. I use fresh sage. You can always use dried. And I have 2 teaspoons of flour that I'm going to use as my thickening agent. We want to start with our pan on a high. We want to go ahead and get things going as quick as possible. So what I do is I take those Italian sausages. I'm going to drop all of those in. And you're going to go ahead and start breaking those up. Let these cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so our sausage has been going for about 2.5 minutes. It's nowhere near being done. I just want you to know that it's not going to be cooked. It's not going to be cooked at this point, but it's on its way. We want to go ahead and get our onions and garlic in here along with the sage. So I just dump all of that and continue to move that meat around. We're going to add salt and pepper. Remember not to over salt, because usually Italian sausage is already seasoned. So really all I'm doing is seasoning those onions that I put in. Everything is in the pot. I'm going to cover the pot, set my timer for 3 minutes. So our timer is about to go off for the sausage and onions. Go ahead and take the lid off. Add those 2 teaspoons of flour directly to this mix and move that flour around. Remember, you want to cook the flour taste out for at least a minute. And make sure your eye is still on high, because we're going to add the liquid and then we're going to add our lentils. So I think that flour is good. So we're going to add our chicken broth. Come up to a boil. When it does, we're going to put the lid on and let that go for about 3 minutes before we add the lentils, because you want to make sure that you have a steady boil first. Now it's time to add the lentils. Go ahead and dump those in and make sure you stir it around pretty good so you don't have a bunch of lentils in one spot cooking unevenly. Right. Lentils should only take 20 minutes, so we should set our timer now for 10 minutes. Once the timer goes off, that's when we'll add the veggies and bring all this together, and it's really that easy to make this delicious soup. Now our lentils have cooked for 10 minutes. One thing I forgot to mention, when we get started with the onions, garlic, and sage, go ahead and add a bay leaf. Anytime I cook a soup, I always add 1 dried bay leaf. That's all it takes, and then you fish it out at the end of the dish. So now I've increased my heat up to a high because I'm about to add all of the veggies. Go ahead and add your carrots first. Stir those in. And then we're going to add our superfood, this kale. It is jam-packed, full of all kinds of health benefits. We're going to fold that in, because you will find it's going to wilt almost immediately once it hits that hot liquid. And what I'm trying to do is just make sure that it's completely covered, or at least 85% covered by the liquid before I put the lid on. Now you can add those radishes, and then we'll salt and pepper. So I take it down to a low little bit above a simmer. Put my lid on, and we're going to set our timer for 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, you will have a complete dish. All right, so our timer has gone off. I have began to stir this up. I'm looking for that bay leaf. There it is. Fish that out. And that is it. It is really that simple. And your vegetables will be tender. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this up and wrap up the video. So we're done with our Italian sausage and kale soup, and it smells heavenly in here. Very simple. I think the entire process, once you get everything cut up, is about 25 minutes. I think that's a great meal, quick and delicious. So let's take a look. And remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, and enjoy the meal. There's a finished product. I like to serve it with some crusty pita bread. You can always do a baguette or whatever bread of your choice. Thanks for tuning in.